Hey guys, it's Monday afternoon and we are live for another Speedway chat show. It's going to be an amazing show tonight. We've got Robert Lambert and Anders Rowe, and here's my mate Charlesy.
Yeah,
how are you, Charlesy?
I'm in Sittingbourne, in sunny Sittingbourne. So another week away. But if anyone's in Sittingbourne, come down, buy me a beer. It's dear in England. It's a pretty exciting show tonight. We've tried to get Robert for a couple of weeks and just couldn't get a hold of him for whatever reason. But obviously the hottest informed guy in Speedway, I'd say, at the moment. And great exciting news with another British youngster about to go to Poland. So good times amongst these bad times. A lot to scream about for British Speedway, Jez.
Yeah. No, it's an exciting show. Can anybody who's watching just comment below, like, share, all that sort of stuff? That'll be much appreciated. Even gold stars. If you've got any gold stars, come up and tell us that you've gold starred us. And we had quite a few last week. I think we had a few hundred gold stars, so that's cool. Don't really know what it does and how we benefit from it, but sounds good, doesn't it? Gold stars.
Sounds great. 100 gold stars, yeah. Jerry.
No, I think we had a couple of hundred, yeah. I think it equates to about £2 or something.
Okay.
I have done a video of buying stars to show people how you can do that if you're interested in that. But also remember to comment any questions that you have for us. We have got a load of questions to get through at the very beginning, but we'll do our best to get through all of them. Charlesy, do you want to do
your background, Jerry?
Green screen, innit?
You just step it up. But this is a brand new Travelodge here in Sittingbourne, so even smells fresh. So that's my new background.
Yeah. Well, I actually decided I was going to do the show from in the house today instead of the garage. So I brought the green screen in, brought the lights in, and it was way more effort than just doing it in the garage where I normally do it. So we'll probably be back in the garage.
I just turn my phone on, don't I? So,
yeah.
I'll be on straight
minimal effort. Right, Charlesy, let's get amongst it. Do you want to give him the intro that he deserves?
Yeah, look, like I said before, probably one of the hottest informed guys in World Speedway today. He's flying the flag for Britain, a local boy, the Kingsland superstar, Mr. Robert Lambert.
Yo, how are you?
Hi, guys. I'm good. Thanks, how are you?
Pretty good.
Oh, we're flat out.
So,
I see you. You're chilling out in a hotel.
Yeah. Mate.
So where in Poland is it you're based?
I'm in Poznan at the moment, so I'm just in Toruń at the moment. So we've got last round of the SEC on Wednesday, so I'm going to be here for a few days. Been a long time over here. It's probably like 4 and a bit months now. So it's long time away from home and the family, but obviously it's great to get some racing on, and we're not doing too bad at it as well, so it's even better.
You started off sensationally, Rob, at the first TV meeting at Ribnick, where you come in as the 8 and reeled off some wins. Was that key to what you've been able to achieve thus far this season, that first meeting and getting cobwebs out?
Yeah, I was obviously having this break because the pandemic wasn't good, and obviously we just continued the routine of what we normally do in the winter, and then being able to get back on the bike. We had heaps of practice. Obviously they're pretty mental in Poland anyway with practice, so we had probably 8 practices before the first meeting, so we was pretty ready, and we should have smoked really them at home, but unfortunately didn't. But luckily I was able to score some good points, and it was good to get the first meeting sort of brushed out of the way, and sort of like you say, brush the cobwebs out, and then crack on to the next one. So it's been sort of eventful and a bit more calm and normal. When the normal season you'd be flying here, there, and everywhere. So it's been pretty calm.
You obviously got your bike style in. You got a racing style anyway. Your starts have been electric. Do you think the gap between the racing, because the boys aren't going to Sweden or Britain and doing other things, do you think they're chasing their tail and maybe changing too much downtime Sunday to Sunday sort of thing?
Probably, but because we're all in Poland at the same time, and the clubs are probably crazy over practice. So pretty much they're practicing 3 days in the week, and then they're doing the meetings on the weekend. So I think they're probably over practicing some of them, and then they're sort of losing actually the setup what they had probably at the beginning, and that was probably working. So once we'd done the practice before the season, for the first 2 weeks, then I only did probably a couple of practices after that, and I was happy with the way things are going and the way the bikes are feeling. So I didn't want to really try and find something that's not really there.
What engines are you on? Are you using Aztec?
Yeah, I'm using Aztec. I see one of your videos with him the other week, and in his workshop and stuff. So that's pretty cool, actually. I'm on Aztec, and I've got some Johnsies I'm using in the UK. Obviously, there's no UK at the moment, and Fleming as well. But the last few meetings we've been just on Aztec. So they seem to be going good, and I'm pleased with how they're going. So I'm not really going to be changing off of that.
Cool.
Yeah. So Chelsea contacted you first about coming onto the show, and then Ashley phoned me the other day saying, "Stop hassling my mates," and I was like, "What? Who?"
Yeah.
I think I was right in the middle of something,
at that time.
and you was actually there in the workshop. But yeah, so it's great to have you.
I was there, and obviously I just got the text a couple of days before to say come on and whatever, and no, I'm more than happy to come on. It was awesome. So yeah, and then he was like, "Oh, stop harassing." I was like, "Oh, it's only one text, Like he called me all the time, but, yeah.
He loves it, mate. Daddy, my rider.
Yeah, he loves that. But it's awesome. It's always good to get over there and have a chat with him. He's an easygoing guy and talkable. So it's pretty cool to be working with him, actually.
Yeah, perfect. Do you want to run through some questions, Jez? We've got loads here, haven't we?
Yeah. So we got some questions here. Have you seen much change in how the youth are brought through from when you were 13, 14, 15, 16 years old? And is it right you had a German license to compete at a younger age?
Yeah. Obviously, when I was at that age, that was just like the under 15s and under 16 championships, and pretty much then you go into the National League and have to start there. But I was 14 or my late 13s, and I was sort of kind of ready for the National League, but I couldn't go into it because of my age. So obviously I went over to Germany for a training camp for a week, and then that was kind of end of the season. So we spoke with a few guys there, and we sorted out obviously a license for the following season, and that obviously enabled me to start racing a bit earlier. With the German guys who was sort of at that stage, I thought, and thinking they're, the top of the game, and I was sort of going in the deep end and racing against them guys. So that was obviously pushing me further on at a younger age. But yeah, obviously nowadays, there's much more practicing going on in the UK. I know Team GB is doing a lot of work with the youth and the youngsters, which is, incredible. And, that's what the British boys need. And, because you need to be, if you're able to ride the bike and capable, then you need to be taking them steps forwards, because if not, you're going to get stagnant. So I think everyone's moving in the right direction in the UK, and I think that's going to pay off in the future in sort of 4 or 5 years time, when them boys are actually coming up to professional level. So I think we're doing a pretty good job.
And we've got
previous.
Yeah, we've got Anders coming on after, or in a bit. He's one of the Team GB youths just coming out to Poland and stuff like that. It's definitely like you say, they're going in the right direction for sure.
Yeah, it's like him. He's young, enthusiastic, and obviously don't know him a fuller man, but obviously when we was I remember from younger years seeing him as mascot and stuff, and having a go around, and obviously now I'm from there. So now to be able to get somewhere in Poland is pretty awesome, and give him that sort of stepped up he needs, and I think that's what's missing from like the youth as well, having that, being able to have that contact to like Polish clubs and stuff like that. We need somebody in the UK who's got them contacts, and who can actually get them in contact, because if you haven't got a phone number or email, you can't get in contact. That's the problem.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the tough bit, isn't it? As well, contacts. And it's nice to see the Polish clubs keeping an eye on, someone like Anders, and obviously we had Tom Brennan on a little bit a few weeks ago. I read that kid as well. So obviously, what Team GB is doing is obviously opening people's eyes and get them in a squad and things like that. So it's pretty refreshing to see as well, isn't it? That they're aiming for the young Brits as well.
Yeah, that's good, and that's what we need. That's they don't they don't come from nowhere. We need somebody who's actually pushing them forwards, and that's the parents and stuff can get them so far, but then you need other extra people to then be able to push them forwards and get them up to the sort of next level, and that's where like Germany helped for me, because once people saw me racing in Germany, then that got me seen in Poland, and then I obviously got a club in Poland and started off there. The only advice I'd give would probably be, to start in the bottom league in Poland, because it is pretty savage. You can get eaten up, sort of thing.
Yeah, we've seen some big names this year. Go on, Jez.
I was just going to say, so do you have like family connections or something like that in Germany, or you just chose Germany to go?
No, because I can't remember quite how it was, but like I think there was like a training camp in Germany for a week, and they picked I sent like information out to different federations to then ask riders if they wanted to come over for this camp, and obviously I think, I don't know if that was Neil Vacher or someone who then contacted my parents and asked if we wanted to go out there. And obviously we did, and that was the best thing we ever did, going out there and being able to get out and practice. And I was able to practice on the 500 there. Like in the UK, I'd only be able to do practice on the 250 and on the 500, but I was able to do like a meeting over there on the 500. So they more worked on skill and sort of not on age, sort of thing. But I don't know the situation now with the age restriction. I think they brought in a restriction because I think Carl Bickley tried to do it, and then they changed the regulation of it for the age.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, this one's a good one. I like this. Obviously, you and Ty come close in the SON. Obviously, you and Ty are quite good. Who else do you think? Obviously, the question's there. Who else would you like to see ride alongside you wearing a GB race jacket?
That's a tough one, really, because I haven't really seen what's going on this year with like riding and stuff like this. But that all goes on sort of form at the time, I know. But I'd rather see young guys coming in who's doing it. Obviously Dan, he's coming through and he's racing in Poland and he was racing in Sweden. Shame he had a BMX crash and buggered himself up. What a plonker, eh? But you could go flying around the track. And then on a BMX you mess yourself up. But what do you do? But yeah, that's a job I'd like to see. I'd rather see like younger guys coming in. Give them that chance and opportunity to be able to do it, because like now we've only got like we haven't got like a team of 4 like I used to be, like when the first year I was in Team GB. So it's not like you've got a full team of riders, so it's only like a couple of us. So it'd obviously be myself and Ty, and then I'd need to be under 21. So it'd definitely need to be like a junior, and that's a tough one, really. I wouldn't sort of.
That's cool.
Into on that, yeah.
We'll move through these because we get a bit brief if we don't ask people's questions. There you go. This one.
Got to keep the audience happy.
Yeah, technical tracks, big or fast, or tight and technical. What's your favourite?
Well, the other day in Gneźno, she was a bit tight and technical, a bit bumpy and going ahead. So I wouldn't say that would be my favourite, but I can ride them. But yeah, no, I don't mind. I was practicing a lot. When I was younger on small tight tracks like Roy House, and I was going up to Workington on their training track and being able to learn to ride like a small tight track. So, but then it's sort of refreshing to be able to get on a big track. Sometimes you can feel a bit vulnerable sort of on a big track. They can come from anywhere. So, but yeah, if I'm practicing, yeah, they come from nowhere. So I'm just like, always a bit sort of dubious. But no, like I'd say probably a big track. If you got the bike set up and dialed in and you're feeling fast, then you can beat anyone on a big track.
Yeah. Grass and long track. You used to ride grass, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to. I'd riding grass since I was like 5. So yeah, I've done a bit.
The long tracks for when you get a bit older, anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. I always enjoyed the grass track, but the tracks in England, they were so bumpy, and always had cows on there before, so we'd come back smelling like shit.
Yeah. I can swear on the show. It's a £5 fine.
Is it? Oh,
yeah. You have to send it straight to Charles's PayPal.
Go on, you want to flick through some, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm just. I just lost where I was on the questions. You got one there?
Yeah. Can you ask Robert? You don't need to ride in the UK. Obviously, you're quite established now. In a weaker league, do you? No.
No, probably if I'm 40 years old, then I would. But the way it is, with the lower league, I'd probably feel that I'd get more hurt in something like that than what I would racing in a higher league, because everyone is gunning for you and trying to beat you, and going for opportunities is probably not there, and you can get hurt. So I wouldn't want to do that, and that wouldn't pay for itself neither.
Yeah. Go on, Jez, you
mouse
pop
on that one,
through.
Charlesy.
Oh,
I was just going to see that one. Your form for this year is remarkable and a joy to watch. Has the reduced Speedway calendar this year contributed to your current form?
I'd say maybe a little bit. The last 2 seasons I've been really busy. 2018 was probably one of my best seasons up to date, and with British Championship and doing so well in the leagues and everything. And that season I actually had 104, 105 meetings, I think, in the whole year. So that was pretty hectic. And then last year I was busy as well, but I didn't go as well. So working it out like that, then if your form is going good, you can race as many meetings as you want every day. But if you're not going as well, then you need that time to be able to recover and get yourself mentally focused again and ready, because that dawns on you. You're just jumping from the track into a car, going to the airport, sleeping a few hours, jumping on the plane, next meeting, and so on. So that's pretty tough, when you're not going good. But when you're going good, that's fine. But as for this year, that's been, a lot has changed in the background, and we've done a lot of changes, and refocused. After the back end of last season wasn't good. So it's just continuing that, and obviously having less meetings, I'm able to sort of focus more on the meetings in hand, and I think that's probably better for me, to do a few less meetings and actually focus on the ones that I'm doing and put all my effort into that.
So it's a question that okay. I know. The end of that thing, he said, "Go 505." Question that Darcy was asked, which I thought was a really good question, was why have you picked that number?
Well, ever since I was a kid, I had number 5. Obviously, because I'm born on 5th of April.
Right.
And then
obviously,
why else? I was like 5, and I was 5 years old when I started riding, so
right.
like racing. And I remember it was at Norwich New Stars in Frattenham, and I PW50, and we had to choose a number, and we was there like, what number? And that was obviously I was 5 years old, born on the 5th, so it went without saying, sort of thing. But then when I got to the World Under 21s, and then you could pick your own number, you couldn't have a number between like 0 18 or 21 or something like this.
Yeah.
Because if a reserve come in, or if somebody didn't have a number, they would have to put them in the same number as what was in the format.
Yeah.
So then pretty much I was just looking at numbers, what looked good. I was trying to get them so they fitted to my logo, but like Ruthless logo, but I didn't really. And then obviously Castrat's got 555, I think, or 507. Yeah, 507.
Yeah, Zagar's got 55, hasn't he?
55, yeah. I was looking at 55, and then Zagar had it, and I was like, no, not really. But I was just looking at numbers what other people hadn't got, and obviously 505 fitted pretty cool, and yeah, that's why I went for that. And
sorry, I'm just trying to call my phone. Well, there you go. That answer your question.
Yeah, there's a meaning up at the beginning of it, but then obviously we had to have a change of thought. But there's the same meaning goes through.
Right. Good friend of mine, Tanya. How do you feel about taking so many rides? That's easy. As long as you score, you're making more money, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, obviously last year in Lublin it was pretty tough being number 8, because sometimes going out like in the third block of races, and everyone's had 2 rides, and it's pretty tough to go out and ride sort of and build up the points when everyone's had a couple of rides. So yes, we tried to approach it a bit differently and be sort of open-minded about it, and sort of happy to be in that position instead of being sort of negative about it. So yeah, obviously more rides. I can have I think 7 rides instead of 6 like the normal guys. So obviously, yeah, if I'm scoring good, then that's more money, which we need at the moment. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
So we've got one here. If we get Speedway of Nations final in October as planned, how do you rate our chances? I reckon with you and Ty on form, with Bewley as the under 21, I think we have a good chance of gold on the home soil. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think 100%. It's obviously having me and Ty there is going to be awesome, and I don't see why we couldn't do some damage. It's obviously the best chance we've got in a long time. Having 3 boys who's going good, and hopefully Dan will be back for that as well. So yeah, if both of us have an awesome meeting, we can pick up some gold, and that'll be awesome for British Speedway, I think.
Yeah. Look, it's been a while since Britain's had something to talk about, mate. So you certainly got a lot of people talking, and it's great. It's great to see. Even though I'm an Aussie, we just keep making them. It just gets boring being so good every year.
We're struggling to make them.
Yeah.
Listen to her.
To her.
If we can make them in the lab, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Loads of good. Moving on. There's not many. Oh, here you go. Are you mechanics from Poland? That's a good one.
They're from Poland. Yeah. Like obviously, my dad is a mechanic in England. He's always been there with me, and when we first came to Germany, he was there with me, the mechanic, and my mum as well. And she's still there in England as well. She's the one on the camera taking the videos at every meeting. So yeah, so that's awesome, And obviously, my mechanic in Poland, we had a bit of a change over there in the winter. So that's handy, to have obviously a Polish mechanic in Poland. That works easier. I've got a workshop in Poland, Polish mechanic, and also they can speak the language. So if there's any communication problems, then obviously they can sort that out and get things translated for you. So that's a must really.
Well, this one is a cracker. You're lucky to get hold of Robert. He's like gold to get hold of. No, Robert's lucky to be on the world famous Speedway chat show. That's what it is.
Exactly. I feel honoured. I've been looking at these videos of Chris and all them guys on there, and I've been like, I want to get on there.
It's the same. We get that response from everyone. Bruce Pennell, he was dying to get on here.
Who was?
Oh.
Yeah, Bruce Pennell, he was dying to get on here.
He just wants to stay at my place, doesn't he? Anyway, Bruce.
Yeah. Calvin Tatum, he doesn't stop phoning me to come on the show.
Well, get him on.
There's a story behind that.
Yeah. So, are you planning on doing any training days in the UK? Save me driving out to Germany again.
Well, what do you mean, like personally practicing or?
Well,
or
I
like,
have no idea. I'm just reading the comments.
Oh, right.
I think it's
probably teaching people, is it? Did you
do you teach people?
Yeah, I've thought about it, to do that in the winter, but that's a job, when with the weather and stuff like this, to be able to get like a good track to get on for people to ride on. But no, it's definitely something I've been thinking about, and and I'd love to come and help the guys and get some practice in myself as well.
Just another fan, Rob. See, Teresa Carmen. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shut it, Chelsea.
Well, probably after what was it, Ganesh? I had like, I don't know, 50 WhatsApp messages, and I was looking at it like, nah, she 12 o'clock at night. I ain't going through that. So yeah, it's a mission sometimes.
What's your thoughts on the British Speedway being cancelled for this year? Do you reckon they could have run, or do you reckon it's the right decision?
I don't know. I mean, obviously, it depends on I haven't been really close to the news with what's going on as such in the UK, but that's obviously a shame what's going on, and I think what I heard, the government's not letting fans into the stadium until like October time. So if that's the case, then obviously the UK Speedway can't run because they can't run with no fans. That's for sure. Obviously, haven't got the backing and sponsorship and TV deals like they have in Poland and other countries to be able to do it. So
what I feel is like the biggest shame of the whole thing is they're saying that like National League, who aren't professional riders, which some of those riders do ride in the championship.
Yeah,
is that right? Championship, yeah. So they kind of are professional riders, but now because there's no Premiership and Championship, surely the National League meetings are now going to be busier than they've ever been before, because that's the only speedway that people are going to get to go and see live. So if you've got that many people going to a speedway meeting, what would the difference be? What would the difference be with having the normal meetings running? Because now you're just going to have meetings that are probably got bigger crowds than what they've had normally.
Well, at least that'll be cheaper for the fans because that's cheaper to get in.
Yeah.
Maybe the boys will get paid double now.
Geez, last time I paid to a speedway meeting, it was £4.
Well, I know at King's Inn it was 18 to get in there.
Wow.
Nice.
Sunny Sittingbourne, Mr. Milton. Sunny Sittingbourne this week. Helen Lambert, Mum and Dad says hi, love and miss you. It's not the Speedway chat show about Mum and Dad.
I'm missing to 11 lots.
Do you want to do a little private message to Mum and Dad? We won't tell anyone. Go.
No, I'm missing obviously heaps, and I miss working on the farm and stuff like that at home. So yeah, it's tough, but obviously the Aussie boys need to do it every year, and I can sort of feel their pain a bit now.
Yeah. Look, it is tough, but look, whatever's happened this year, Rob, it's working, isn't it? So keep going.
Yeah. Well, it ain't the fact that I'm not seeing my parents, that's for sure. I think like that's happened. Last year was a bad season, and that sort of and you got a long winter to sort of refocus and get sort of your head around things, and a lot of things changed throughout the winter in the background, and it was just getting a clear head again, and obviously focusing on the training, that little bit extra, because on the back end of a bad season, so and then you obviously got your mechanical side, and if everything like that was working, that's like a jigsaw, isn't it? If one part of the puzzle's not working, not fitting, then the whole thing is knackered. So that's
so next
all
race,
come good.
Next race you go the wrong way, and then you got 2 races behind it trying to chase it back up. It's a lot of people don't understand that. There's a lot of technical.
Exactly. There's a lot of technical stuff involved, and it's easy to say, oh no, like in where was it, in Ribnick, the SEC, like obviously I had a mechanical problem with a bike at the start in the semi-final, and cut out for a second, then got going, and yes, like a couple of people said, oh, why didn't you switch your fuel on? Well, that was on. Did you see me reach down and switch it on? No. It's just little thing that can happen, and a lot of stuff what need to be all working together to get your finished product.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, been there.
So, Louis Kerr says, do you miss him?
Well, I miss most of all. I miss the banter, in the change rooms and in the pits. Obviously, in England, that's what in England, Sweden, that's where you get all the banter and stuff. In Poland, it's serious and head down and doing your own stuff. So I miss all that banter and the chats we have and talking rubbish in the change rooms. That's for sure.
The SEC, Rob.
Yeah.
Can you do it on Wednesday?
Oh, I believe I can. I feel good at the moment, and obviously got heaps of confidence. So yes, I've got to just take it as another meeting and try to sort of, block out the fact. I'm in the lead, of course. That's good, but within one race, that can all change on itself and turn 360. So we'll just continue what we're doing, and obviously. Keep the form I got and approach things exactly the same as I've been every meeting, and if I do that, then I can then ride how I normally ride, and hopefully we'll get the goal.
Yeah, it must be super exciting to be in the lead and going into the last round of the European Championships, mate. I can't remember the last Brit to do that.
Yeah, so that's exciting, and that's the best part of it at the moment. The racing is exciting, and I'm enjoying it, tremendously, and that's the feeling I had when I was younger, and I think that got lost on the way a little bit with the progression, and that's all back, and excitement of riding is the reason why we do it, really. Also money's good, I wouldn't. Well, not at the moment, anyway. I got cut 50%, but
yes,
yeah.
Don't let them know you're doing all right.
Yeah, I was working out if I was on the right money, I'd be all right.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't spend as much in the winter.
Yeah. Some's better than none, though, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's been tough. Obviously put everything into the season, and I just now got a new van and kitted all out inside, and that's sitting there standing like 50 grand, so that's tough to then get your money all cut, and it's a terrible situation, really.
But you'll keep that van for a few years, though. That van will last you a few years.
Of course, but I need to get a limiter in it, really. But yeah, for sure, last, but I need to pay itself back, and obviously the costing of the bikes as well. I got 4 bikes in Poland and three fresh bikes in England just sitting there at the minute. So it's a big outlay at the beginning of the season to then be sitting there twiddling your fingers.
How's your sponsors been, mate, in terms of what they're getting for their British pound over here? Had anyone pull out, or they've all been loyal?
Well, as after last season, I didn't have the best of season, so a few of them sort of pulled out, and and that sort of left a bit of spite in my tooth. I've always been good to them and stuff like that, and just because of the performance, they obviously pulled out. So I tried to do a lot of things off my own back, and that's probably why you see my bikes this year. They've got not many logos on there, but that's the reality of it. And if I need to spend my own money to be able to succeed, then that's what I will have to do. And then I don't need to thank anyone at the end of it, really.
Yeah.
But
after Wednesday, if you have a good one on Wednesday, they'll be
running
logos on there. Yeah. You can get one of these Speedway chat show ones. Where is it? That one there. You can get one like that, maybe, if you want to put that on your bike.
I put it on the
paying you no money. Charlie will send you some money.
Well, when I get the hat.
Yeah, when you get the hat. Yeah. You said I need to send it for free, mate.
Yeah, well, look, we'll sort something out, mate. We'll get you. We'll make people know who you are. Yeah,
exactly. Publicity is better than money. But no, it's been obviously tough for sponsors, as companies themselves to be able to be in a position where they've got money sort of sitting on the side to sort of to give to people as sponsorship and as advertising. So that's been tough, but the sponsors that I've kept throughout the winter have been loyal to me, and I'm very thankful for that. And I couldn't have been able to get through this spell without them. Because I put so much into the season, and I'm very thankful for everyone who's actually stuck by me and who actually believed in me and not just on the performance.
Yeah, cool. Like it.
Sure. So Matthew Thomas has said that his lawn looks better. Rob, since you've been
I know. No, I remember going over at Christmas and I had a few issues going on. I needed to let a bit of stress out, and I kicked over a pit bike and I was ripping his lawn out with treats. That's where it come from. Yeah. He said he's never seen a guy ride a bike so aggressive. I was going up and down his drive like a lunatic, but that's don't make sure it's all level for when I come back, and I'll sort it out again.
Talking about coming back, are you staying till the final day of the last race, the last meeting you're in, mate, or is there a chance you can pop back home, see mum and dad on a few days off? Or?
I'd love to. The problem is, like, at the moment, obviously we've got the SECs, we've got then Sweden starting, and way things stand at the moment. If you go out of the country and then come back, you need to then get retested before the next meeting. It's pretty tough. Like, obviously, to be going back and then having to get tested and having that enough time to be able to do that. I need to come back a day earlier, and way things look with how Sweden is going, that'd be like Tuesday, Thursdays, and then we've got Poland on the weekend. So, if
so you're staying to the end, Robert.
Pretty much, yeah. That's a job, really, to work out and get it.
Has your mum and dad decided they're going to come out at all, or?
We was talking about it, and we don't want to get anybody, ill at the moment. And I said to him, the worst thing I want to happen is them coming out here and then getting back home and they're ill and I'm stuck here still, So, for the sake of another month or 2 months, not seeing each other, then for everyone's health and safety, that's best to sort of, stay home, even though.
And they have got the Speedway chat show that they can see you. So.
Exactly. I mean, I can come on this every week, can't I?
Look we're all geared, aren't we? We're all geared.
All geared.
I don't know if I agree with this message, but it says, in my belief, is even a second to Madsen would be a great, would get a GP spot for next year. I mean, you don't really looking at getting second, but
well,
you're not in a bad spot. I think you're 9 points ahead of third.
Yeah,
when I looked
something
earlier.
like that. Yeah.
No, don't look behind, mate. Look straight ahead.
No, I only look in front. Yeah. Like I
said,
I wouldn't agree with that neither. But we're focusing on the top spot, and we're not going there to lose, and obviously going all guns blazing, and we're going there to finish the job off, not come second.
Yeah. Adrian, look, I got him a tie Wolferton hat and he's still being cheeky. So just to put it clear, Rob said at the start, text me his address. He's going to send me a hat because he's just a decent bloke. I didn't have to ask, okay, Adrian.
Exactly.
But you did ask, Chelsea. You asked like 3 or 4 times.
What?
Yeah. No,
look at Jerry. He always misses out and then tries to get me on the show. No.
Yeah.
Well, I see you got just a standard black hat on. I'm surprised you haven't got a Speedway chat show cap.
We got
a
Speedway chat show. We have got them. We have got. Well, they're actually being sent to us today, but
then you want to mess about with the green screen.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, pull it down. Show
I want one of
us
them.
your bedroom, Jezza. Show us your bedroom. There it is.
Look at that. That's awesome.
From when he was slim enough to ride a skateboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, young enough to ride a skateboard. Right, so have we got any more questions? Keep the questions coming. So who else like a couple of weeks ago, we pretty much baited what was his name? Rob Godfrey into coming onto the show. Everyone was like, commenting.
He won't come on.
He did.
We did one with him. We did one with him. Yeah. He did cancel at the last minute, so we were like, we ain't having that. Let's do a pre-record. So we pre-recorded a message with him. And yeah, he was all right. He told us how it is, sort of thing. But who do you think would be a good? Who do you think would be a?
Good on, Mum. She's getting in there.
Who do you think would be a good guest on the show that we can get the fans to comment and get them on? We want someone that's going to be like maybe controversial or
Buster Chapman.
You reckon?
Oh yeah.
He's a bit controversial.
What do you reckon he'd talk about?
Probably all the things.
What could we talk to him about that's going to be controversial? That's going to get lots of views.
Look at all these hat sales you're getting, Rob.
Oh no! Look at that. I'll come on in more often. I got shirts and everything sitting there ready to go.
Yeah. Not just hats. Talking of merchandise, I got an email earlier today saying that our merchandise, so we've got some Speedway Chat Show, these shirts, we've got the t-shirts, we've got hats and a few other things. I got an email a couple of weeks ago actually and said that it was all going to get sorted to go onto my website. And then now I've been told it's going to be the end of this week. Yeah. And it'll be on my Blue Monkey Media website. There'll be a page on there. You can go on there and check out our stuff as well as Robert Lambert's stuff, obviously.
Do you speak any Polish, Rob?
Oh, a few bits and pieces. Like, hello and all that, and only a few words. But
I did text. I have spoke to Craig Cook. It was probably about 6-7 weeks, maybe 8 weeks ago. He replied, which was nice, but he said he wasn't doing any interviews at that stage. I'll try again.
No interviews?
Pardon?
What's wrong with him?
Oh,
no interviews?
Who wouldn't want to come on this show?
Season's not started. I'm cancelling all my interviews and arrangements.
Yeah. He's probably too busy.
Yeah.
Another
Buster
one
would be hilarious.
A lot to talk about.
Ty Proctor?
Yeah.
Look, I've spoken to a lot of the Aussie boys, but it's really hard because of the time difference as well, like the ones that are over there.
He's in the UK, yeah.
You know, we'll save them up for next year. Sam Marston's pretty keen as well. He's done some baby as well, so I want to find out how that was.
Yeah.
Did you say Ty Proctor's in the UK, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah. And Sam's in Poland now, isn't he?
Sam's in Poland, yeah.
Yeah, I spoke to Sam. He's a bit low on his data. I think he's on pay as you go.
Oh, I'm not surprised having the baby on board.
Yeah, mate, not cheap. Here's a good one. Do you pay for your accommodation in Poland whilst you're there, mate?
Pardon?
There was a question. Do you have to pay for your accommodation in Poland?
Yeah. I got a flat that I sorted out in the winter to have while I'm over here because the cost of hotels throughout the season is extortionate, and you spend a lot of time here, and I got somewhere close to the workshop, and it's like 40 minutes away from the workshop, so it's not too bad on the motorway. I need to pay for it every month, and luckily I sorted out because I had somewhere to stay in this time what we had at the moment. So yeah. I'm not fortunate enough to have a club pay for it.
Yeah. Wow. After Wednesday,
I don't know who faked a heart attack, but I don't know. It's just a comment that's just come
Buster,
in.
right? Buster.
Oh, was that Buster?
Yeah. I think I don't know what situation it was. I don't know if he was riding at the time or something, and he faked a heart attack, or he faked someone did to cancel a meeting or do something. I don't know. Unbelievable. Yeah.
So let's try and get Buster Chapman on. He sounds like a bit of a laugh.
I remember the King's Lynn days when I was at Newport, and good laugh, the Kings Lynn lads.
Yeah, it was awesome. When I was younger and just practicing at Kings Lynn, like before and after the meeting, I remember like when Darcy was there and stuff like that. You know, and Cosser as well. When Cosser was over racing, and that looked a great bunch to be around.
Yeah. And Jonathan, he's wild as well.
What, Chapman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are good.
I had a lot of stories about it.
Different generations, Rob.
Yeah.
We are getting a lot of messages saying Mark Lauren would be a good person to get on the show. I actually have reached out to Mark and didn't hear anything back at all.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Peter Collins. Yeah. They'll realise they're missing out.
Yeah, my phone's getting crackly and hot. I might have to go out and come back in. But, and look at the time, 45 minutes. Jesus, flies.
Right. Shall we get the cupcake on himself?
Right. Hang on. Yeah, you do that. I'm just going to reset and come back on because it's getting hot and I'm freezing on my screen. Sorry.
It's getting hot in here. Charles is going to take off all of his clothes.
Look at this. Eh?
There we go. Right, so here we are. I'm going to bring in Mr. Anders Rowe. How are you, Anders? Right, you're live.
Not bad, you?
Don't swear. You all good?
Yeah, not bad, you?
Wonderful. So Charles is just shut off to go wherever he's going to go, call his phone down or whatever he's doing. But so you're out actually in Poland now?
Yeah. It's
good chat.
It's a lot different to England, obviously, and it's totally different.
So can you tell everyone like how this came about and how you got signed for a Polish league team?
Yeah, so obviously when the English league was going to run, then they said there wasn't, and obviously when we heard that they weren't going to run, obviously I was already in talks with another club anyway before signing for Leszno, and obviously it was, I think Roscoe rang my dad and said about obviously do I still want to go out there, obviously because the English league stopped now, and we said yes, and within the hour the Leszno boss rang up and we did the deal there and then really, and basically I've done a 3-year deal for Leszno, and I'll ride for their second division club. I think it's Ravitch, and it's pretty good. There's pretty good riders in it.
You think it's Ravitch?
Yeah. No, it is. I just had to sort of. I knew it was, but there's like a couple of ones beginning with R, and the other club that I was meant to ride for had another second division club which started with an R. So I was sort of a bit like confused. So it's Ravitch, yeah.
Right. Okay.
But
so who's there with you? You got Dad there?
Yeah, he's come out. He's basically like on holiday, basically not working at the moment.
Yeah.
So he's come out, and depending on how I'm going, he's going to either stay for the 3 months I'm here, or if I'm going good and the Leszno are on about sorting me a mechanic out, so to help me and everything. So
Dad will get sacked then.
Good, and we got and he can go back to England, and it'll be quite good there.
Oh, poor Dad. Been around forever, hasn't he?
He loves a free holiday too.
He loves it, doesn't he? He loves the road trip to
when I was on the tools down at Poole, I got a lot of history of Anders.
But it's quite a good experience for me, really, because sort of I've never ridden out of the UK, and a lot of people might think I've ridden out of England before, but I've never actually been out of the UK for racing. I've only been on like a holiday to like Tenerife, so it's quite different, obviously, and it's really nice. Obviously, I've never been to Poland. It's a proper little quiet place, and
Have you had a hot dog yet?
Many words, but
any words of advice?
No, I haven't had a hot dog yet, but yeah.
Child, can you hear Childsy?
Hello.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Cupcake.
Childsy, refresh your screen. There we go.
Scroll it down a bit more.
It's Childsy's phone. Just press refresh on the window, and it'll you should be able to come back on. Yeah. Just press. the little refresh button in the top corner.
Where's that then?
Probably kick you out and then kick you back in, bring you back in. So
Oh, yes.
you got it. There we go. It's gone again. So Robert, have you got any advice for Anders for his first season in Poland?
Well, it's obviously, they're going to be getting you practicing a lot. So probably the best thing to do is to tell them you don't want to go from the tapes too much. That's what I try not to do. And just, focus on the bike setup and getting fast. Obviously they're all going to be there with stopwatch. So, if your times are good, then there's no need to go from the start. But yeah, pretty much just enjoy it and don't, take on too much pressure from them. That's not like riding in England where you can just have your rides and do what you do and that's it. There's that added pressure. So, try not to listen to it and take it on board sort of thing. Just go out and have fun and enjoy yourself. That's the whole point of riding. So just do that.
Can you hear me, Anders?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah.
I was just
There we go.
going to tell them about, when your dad used to be on the tools down at pool and I had some spare time, he used to hand me you and ask me to change your nappies, didn't he?
Lovely.
And that was only 6 months ago, wasn't it, Chelsea?
Yeah. So you say that, Rob. So in all honesty, there's never a right time to go over. You have to do it. There's always going to be that first time to go to Poland in there, and you're in the lap of the gods whether it works or not. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's probably the best opportunity he could do at the moment. Obviously, not racing in England, you've got more time on your hands, so you can spend more time on focusing on racing in Poland. So that's probably come at a good time. And yeah, you just got to take it with both hands and sort of make the most of it.
Yeah, you must be looking forward to it, Anders. Yeah.
And you're in the second division, aren't you?
Yeah. So I'm in the second division. There's some pretty good riders in it, obviously, but the squad, it's not a squad that Ravitch do. It's just a 7-man team, and obviously because they can't get enough riders, so it's just a 7-man team. So sort of there's not that added pressure of if I'm not going if I'm a second so slower, I'm not going to get replaced and I'm not going to get sort of racing. But I bring 2 of my English bikes out here, and obviously 2 engines. But we got practice Wednesday, Thursday at Ravitch, and they said if they're not quick enough, they've got a couple of engines for me to try and see what I like. And so as soon as if my stuff's quick enough, they're going to let me stay on that. But if it's not, they said they've got some rockets for me to try. So yeah.
Oh.
You're like Ravitch. You're like Ravitch. It's a bit like pool, if anything. A little bit shorter straights. Pretty cool track. It's a bit wavy like pool and all.
Hey, thanks for going out of your way, Anders. I got that Anders Rowe Racing jumper and hat you sent me as well. So cheers for that, mate.
No problem.
Turned up yesterday.
Hey, Mum, get an express delivery.
Get an express delivery.
Oh, wicked. Go on, Jez.
So, Anders, can you explain to the viewers why people call you Cupcake? Why you got it on the back of your Kevlars?
That's
well, your dad told
that's
me
not
the story.
Cupcake, that's Buttercup. So
is
basically,
it?
when I was
Buttercup. Sorry.
Yeah.
Buttercup.
So when I was at Kent for I think it was my first season, I was with it was a really good team, and we just sort of had nicknames for each other, and Jack Thomas nicknamed me Buttercup, and sort of stuck ever since. And I said I'm going to put it on the back of my race suits, and I did it, and ever since then I've been called Buttercup. Not a clue
I actually remember
why,
that when we were skiing with Len. Buttercup.
What's the Sittingbourne track like? I might hire a push bike and do a couple of laps tonight.
Have you not been there?
What's it like? Blue groove, and it's really slick, but it's pretty sick.
Perfect for a pushy
from
then.
the town centre.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure I rode at Sittingbourne once, and I'm pretty sure that was the place that we went there and was in the middle of a race. The fence blew down. So so the rider's going around and the fence just blew down on its own, and we're like, yeah, I think we need to stop this race. Yeah, shocking.
Causing some
And it was
weird-
like,
Yeah,
I think there was
obviously the fences.
a traveller
The
site right
fences at
next door, so
Lambert.
we all had to like watch the vans and stuff. It was terrible.
Oh yeah, that one.
They probably done the fence so they could pick it up in the night.
Yeah. But,
That's,
obviously
that's
that
Paddy
one's
from
Sittingbourne
Ireland. He's
and
going
there's two.
fencing.
Yeah. Oh,
Old joke, but a good one.
yeah. So, so how are you finding Poland, Anders? Like the food and all the rest of it. It's all good. Happy with it. How long you been there? You've been there.
I landed Saturday, so sort of landed Saturday. Went to the boss's house and got introduced to his family and Jamin, Lindsay, Brady, and Keenan Rue staying there as well. So and it's pretty good because all our workshops are together at Lejno, and it's pretty like exciting, and it's also good that someone else speaks sort of English and the boss speaks English and everything. So it's quite an experience. Obviously, it's quite hot as well, so it's better than England when it's raining. So I've been to Lejno today, the track, to get the bikes ready for practice on Wednesday, Thursday, and then my first meeting is Saturday. I'm not too sure. It's 5.5 hours away, but it should be pretty exciting, and it should be pretty fun.
Yeah.
So you've got a real big day on Wednesday then.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you landed and your dad was driving the van out.
No, he didn't drive.
No. They've got a van from the club. They were saying earlier.
Right. I was going to say.
Yeah. The club
Mr. Rowe
got
doesn't drive, he
a
flies
courier to
first
pick the
class.
bikes up.
Yeah.
We were on the Tuesday. They picked it up, and it wasn't like no Speedway van. It was sort of, I don't know what we call it, like a box van basically, and it was like there was no tail lift, so there was 3 of us trying to lift the bike in, 2 bikes in and all the kit. It was so funny.
What a truck!
Yeah, literally a truck.
Tesco's van.
Literally. It was so funny.
So, Anders, do you have any advice for young Robert for this Wednesday? Now you're a Polish superstar.
I'm not a Polish superstar. He's the Polish superstar. Nice. It's obviously really cool to see Robert going out doing what he's doing and stuff, and it's quite cool because obviously he's British, and he's sort of like flying the flag for all of us, and it's pretty cool to see him what he's doing, and he's smoking them all.
Yeah, that was my next question. Like, you must take something from Robert being able to do what he does for a little bit of inspiration as well, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. He's obviously Robert's not even that sort of old. He's still young, and sort of most of the other riders that are in that sort of more older and more established, and they've been around a lot more years. But you see Robert, and it just proves doesn't matter what age you are. It's it's pretty cool to see him going out there and beating world champions, and it's just pretty cool, and he'll definitely be in the GPs for a long time.
Wow, straight from Anders Rowe, Robert. You must be right.
Awesome, thanks, mate.
No problem.
I was gonna say when have you got this corona test?
There was one today that we were meant to. We had one in England, so we haven't had to have one. But a couple of the boys went today, and they didn't really like it.
No, that's terrible, mate.
I think my one is the 12th of August.
How far up do they go?
My one is.
They probably it just got up your nose, like probably that made you gag, and they put it in the back of your throat, and that's no good. No, we got to have it every 2 weeks now. After the other week when someone got it in Ribnik and they stopped everything for a bit.
Yeah.
Now we've got to have it every 2 weeks, so that's a bit of a pain. But what do you do?
Anything else, Jez? Reaching the hour?
No, we're pretty much there on the hour.
I think
if there's any other questions for either of the boys you want to ask, quickly get it in before we go.
Yeah.
But,
and whilst they're waiting, really appreciate both your times tonight. And Rob, just fantastic, mate. I think without you this year, British Speedway supporters wouldn't be too happy, mate. You're certainly doing a lot for British fans, mate. Honestly, it's really awesome to see because they've got nothing apart from cheering.
Charles gone. He's back. He's back.
Obviously,
I'm back.
It's great. Obviously having no Speedway in the UK, and obviously now the fans they can have something to actually talk about and sort of get the teeth into. So yeah, they must be pretty pleased about it, and obviously I'll keep continue trying to do what I'm doing and racing how I'm going, and yeah, we'll give them something to keep talking about and a positive sort of feedback.
Yeah, and Anders, mate, congratulations on your first Polish contract. Hope it all works out. But if it doesn't, mate, there's plenty of years to go. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. It's
So
obviously quite a big thing. So
before both of you boys go, there's someone has said, like, I do normally stay away from these sort of questions, like, but what's your favourite track? I'm going to ask you first, Robert. What is your favourite track in Poland?
I'd say at the moment, that's got to be Rybnik. I've done a lot of practice there, and I'm feeling really good around that track, and I feel like I could sort of ride the place in my sleep. So that's when you got that kind of good feeling, that's awesome. So I'd say Rybnik at the moment is one of my favourites, and yeah. Someone commented saying happy birthday to Summer, so I say happy birthday to Summer. You got to keep the viewers happy.
Yeah. And what do you go around Torren like?
Oh, pretty good. I got a second there in the first round, so.
Come on, Jerry. We all know that.
So that's good.
Yeah, don't be worried about
that. No, I'm saying it's not somewhere that you don't dislike. It's a good track for you.
How could you not like Torren?
No, that's a wide open track, and that's when it's prepared good. That's such an awesome racetrack, and there's so many different lines and stuff, and so much fantastic racing. That's the reason why they have the last Grand Prix in Torren. Most of the time, so that always gives good racing, and that's always awesome for the spectators and fans who's watching. So yeah, it's one of the good ones, and there's heaps of tracks. They're all good, and just sometimes if they're prepared wrong, then they're not good.
Yeah. Like anywhere. And Anders, where is obviously you said you only just got there a few days ago and you've never been to Poland, so you haven't ridden any of the tracks, but do you have one that you have in your head that you're like, I can't wait to go and ride there?
I've seen Leszno track today, and it looks really cool, so I'm going to say Leszno.
It's special. It's special.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Good stuff.
Right.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Fantastic, guys. Just if you can, don't log off. We'll close the show and just have a quick chat backstage, not live if you don't mind, Rob, for a couple of minutes.
Oh, you're trying to get some more merchandise?
No. He
No.
wants nudes. He wants nudes.
Okay. And this, mate, again, well done, mate. Fingers crossed. Hope you have a good one, buddy. But stay there anyway.
Cheers, mate.
Back in a sec.
Sweet.
Cool. So, Charlesy, another good show. We'll check out the gold stars, see if we've got any gold stars for after the video. But we've had some pretty good views. I think we was up to nearly 200 viewers at one point, at one time. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Excited.
A good head as well, Robert Lambert. He's got a lot going on, hasn't he, in terms of pressure and things like that. And massive thanks for him for coming on the show as well. I think he's made a few people happy tonight.
Yeah. And so next week's show, 7 p.m. on Tuesday. We'll go back to Tuesday. The only reason we did Monday this week was because Robert has Wednesdays is his
final
SEC. So we did Monday night. So it'll be a week on Tuesday, and most important day of the year on Friday. Chelsea, my birthday. Forgot that.
No.
Yeah.
You already
See,
had
I don't
one
talk
this year,
about it like
didn't
you did.
Didn't you have one this year?
No, I don't think so.
Might be a Cornwall thing. Anyway, good luck for your birthday, Jess.
Yeah. What are you getting me?
Lots. Let's wrap up.
Yeah. Right, guys. It's been good, and we will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
See ya.